Every 7 seconds, someone in America turns 55. In ever-increasing numbers, older Americans are showing an outpouring of interest in volunteering and service. RSVP is America's largest volunteer network for those 55 and over. Over 400,000 strong, it harnesses the skills, experience, and wisdom of these men and women, while offering solutions that deliver on some of our nation's most pressing needs. And without question, RSVP is making an impact.
If you do not learn how to read, you cannot do anything else in life.
Research shows that students who are at or above grade level in kindergarten and first grade are far more likely to have greater success in not only their educational career, but in all facets of life. Soledad Ramirez is a principal who knows this firsthand. 60% of her students come from economically disadvantaged families or are labeled at risk.
A teacher has 22 children in the classroom. We have some children that need additional help. The RSVP people come in and work with the children one-on-one, and that one-on-one attention to them is what's the most important.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of them that don't get it at home, so they have to look elsewhere.
When RSVP volunteers come in, they accelerate the children. They will start on a 4 and then accelerate all the way to a 19 reading level in 1 year. So they are providing a lot of added instruction to the children. And they always stay that way. If you get on level, you stay on level.
More than 100,000 children are mentored or tutored by RSVP volunteers nationwide. These volunteers watch as their young readers blossom in confidence and self-esteem. And for RSVP volunteer Carmen Wolf, the return on her investment is clear.
It makes me feel good when they say they like to read with me, but it makes me feel better when they say they like to read.
Back in the day, all you had to do was go fill out an application at a job and give them your phone number. Maybe they'd give you a call. But now all the jobs is on the internet, and you got to apply on the computer.
Richard Lucas is one of 23 million veterans in this country, a staggering number by any means. When these heroes return, they often have trouble re-entering civilian life and gaining the skills they need to compete for jobs in today's workforce.
They form a camaraderie over there, like a big family in their unit. But when they come home, the unit disperses.
Ever since I came back from the Gulf War, I've been trying to find my way back home.
Over 22,000 RSVP members are veterans themselves. Now retired, they act as a lifeline to a new generation of returning vets who all too often fall through the cracks. Leslie Reagan-Vogan served in Korea, and upon returning home was instrumental in computerizing the textile business he ran for most of his career. He and other RSVP volunteers teach computer skills to veterans.
We have gone through a lot of what they have. We've experienced a lot of the trauma and anxieties that they have and can relate to it and appreciate it and sympathize and work with them.
It has been probably one of the most powerful pieces of work that we've seen. The RSVP volunteers help bridge the reacclimation of veterans into society at a much higher level than somebody like I or any of my staff who've not experienced it can.
For Edwin Escobar, who battled with alcoholism and homelessness, these volunteers have made all the difference.
What helped me the most through all this transition was this program, RSVP. The course that I took helped me to start my life over again.
We lost 7,270 buildings here in Tuscaloosa, the majority of that being residential. And to see the people of your city hurting, to see that there's no easy answers, it's one of the most devastating feelings you can have. To date, over $1.1 million worth of volunteer hours have been registered out into the city of Tuscaloosa. Of that, nearly $400,000 is a direct result of RSVP, which means they're nearly 40% of the contribution in volunteer hours we have seen thus far. What happened here in Tuscaloosa is catastrophic, possibly once in a century event. But clearly their training throughout the years paid off, because in the early hours they were one of the most well-organized volunteer networks out there in our neighborhoods, out there at our first aid stations.
They were the first, or at least among the first, on the scene offering to help.
In the immediate aftermath of the tornado, RSVP members organized 8,500 community volunteers, matching their skills to the needs at hand. Over 21,000 RSVP volunteers serve in disaster-related programs nationwide, and their maturity and life experience provides a unique and invaluable perspective.
Having seniors, having people who understand what life is like, both the triumphs and tragedies, to have a calmness and a poise about them, I think it aided our relief efforts here in Tuscaloosa.
And for so many communities, it's what happens after the media spotlight diminishes that matters the most.
We're your bedrock. We can be here and we'll always be here, even when everybody else has had to go.
Some people have money and some people don't. But everybody have 24 hours a day. And what we do with our time means a whole lot. And I always try to give back with my time.
When we recover, and we will be stronger than we were before April 27th. One of the foundations we're going to build off of is the work of RSVP.
To make it a better day. Gonna make it a better day, yeah. Washing and then clearing all the hate away. We're strong and united. We'll never be divided. By heaven we're guided to make a better day. To make a better day.